Should I have kids? Maybe if I meet someone who really wants them, but not really right now. I don't want my life to change right now. But then that biological clock is ticking. It seems so tiring being a parent. How do people do it? I'm on the fence. I can probably go either way. Why do I even have to make a choice? Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna try to be as objective and as non-partisan as possible in this video to help you decide whether having kids is the right decision for you. But I am currently 6 months pregnant and I have a 3-year-old running around in my living room. So obviously I've made my decision. I will never know how it feels not to have children. And someone who chose not to have children will never know how it feels to have them. So I'd suggest you watch someone who's chosen not to have children and their perspective on whether you should have kids or not. Just because I decided to have kids doesn't mean that I think everyone should. That it's this beautiful, most wonderful thing in the world and that all women should vacate their uteruses and start their adoption papers right now. I'm here to give you my honest and realistic perspective on this decision, guiding you to make a decision that's entirely yours to make. Because it's such a difficult decision for a lot of people, this is the start of my series. And there's going to be quite a few parts to it, so I hope you stay tuned for all the different episodes related to should you have kids. So what's the problem? Millennials, specifically women, don't want kids. I'm 33 and I'm a millennial, and this generation, not just according to Forbes, Business Insider, the New York Times, but I've also noticed amongst my own peers the lack of parents. More and more women are deciding to live a childless life. And so either path seems equally tempting. There's women like Ellen and Oprah who have publicly shown us and demonstrated that it's completely not necessary to have children in order to live a fulfilling life. In addition, social expectations have changed over the years. It's not as much of an alternative lifestyle to be single in your 50s. It's not much of a shock. And so it's allowed women to really be able to decide how they want to live their life. So for my current generation, the women who are of childbearing age are now sitting on this fence deciding which path is really worth their investment. The thing with choices is that it can be both empowering but also burdensome unless you know what you want. But how do you know what you want if you haven't thought deeply about it because you've always known that you've always had a choice when that time came? It's like going to a restaurant and not knowing what you're going to order. But you know it's an Italian place and they've got pizza and pasta. And so by the time you sit down at the table, you'll decide then. But then when you're looking at the menu, you're struggle to make a decision and you really don't know what you want. Now imagine you've been craving pizza for weeks and weeks, and you looked up the menu online and you know you want that pepperoni mushroom pizza. You go to the restaurant, you don't even look at the menu. You're just like, I'm getting my pepperoni and mushroom pizza, and you're confident about your decision. And it's a decision that you've made without any regret. Obviously, the consequences of having pizza over pasta isn't the same as not having kids when you really wanted them. So the first step to making any decision, any tough life decision, is to really self-reflect on who you are, what your values, your core beliefs, and what really matters to you, and understanding why you would proceed either way in a decision. So in my next episode, I'll go through an exercise to help you kind of figure out what you want out of life and whether kids should be in the picture.